She stood behind the counter, steam rising from the espresso machine, her hands moving with practiced precision. But it wasn't her skill that caught their attention. It was the scars. The burn scars that crawled up her left arm like a map of pain, disappearing beneath her sleeve. The scars that made them whisper, made them stare, made them cruel. Sarah Chen had learned to ignore the looks. 5 years working at this downtown coffee shop, and she thought she'd built armor thick enough. But on this particular Tuesday morning, that armor was about to be tested in ways she never imagined. The three women walked in like they owned the place. Designer handbags, expensive perfume, that particular brand of confidence that comes from never knowing real struggle. The blonde one, let's call her Karen because of course, took one look at Sarah's arm and her face twisted with disgust. "Oh my God," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "That's unsanitary. Should someone like that even be handling food?" Sarah's hands didn't shake. "Not anymore. What can I get for you today?" Her voice was steady, professional. The redhead leaned in, stage whispering to her friends but making sure Sarah could hear every word. "I heard she got those scars in some drug lab explosion." "That's what Jessica told me." Sarah's jaw tightened. She'd heard every rumor. Meth lab, gang initiation, self-harm. People's imaginations ran wild when you wouldn't give them your tragedy on a silver platter. 3 skinny vanilla lattes, Karen said, pulling out her phone to record. Because humiliation in the digital age requires documentation. "And maybe wear gloves next time?" "Some of us have standards." The shop went quiet. Other customers shifted uncomfortably. Someone coughed. No one said anything. Sarah made their drinks in silence, each movement controlled, her face a mask. When she handed them over, Karen made a show of using hand sanitizer. The video was probably already uploading. They sat in the corner, laughing, taking selfies, completely oblivious to what was about to walk through that door. Because at exactly 9:43 a.m., the bell above the entrance chimed, and in walked 6 men who moved like predators. Broad shoulders, cropped hair, eyes that scanned rooms out of habit. They wore casual clothes, but there was nothing casual about the way they carried themselves. Navy SEALs, on leave, looking for coffee. The first one to reach the counter was built like a tank with a smile. His name tag would have read Martinez if he was in uniform. He looked at the menu, then at Sarah. His eyes flicked to her scars for just a second. Not with disgust, with recognition. "Morning," he said warmly. "I'll take a large black coffee, and whatever Sarah wants." Sarah blinked. You know my name?" He pointed to her name tag, grinning. "I can read, but also I know those scars." He rolled up his own sleeve, revealing burn marks that covered his forearm. "Fallujah, 2007. Pulled 3 men from a burning Humvee." The shop went silent again. But this was a different kind of silence. His teammate stepped up, a tall black man with kind eyes. "Make that 2 coffees. And seriously, Sarah, what do you want? You're not getting out of this." I don't understand," Sarah whispered. "Sure you do," Martinez said, his voice carrying now, filling the space. "See my buddy here?" He gestured to another SEAL, a quiet guy with a prosthetic leg visible below his shorts. "He's really good at research. Pulled up the news articles from 5 years ago, about the apartment fire on Maple Street, about the teacher who ran into a burning building 3 times, who saved 4 kids before the floor collapsed, who spent 2 years in the burn unit, who never once asked for recognition." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. She hadn't told anyone. Not here. Not ever. "You saved my niece," said the SEAL with the prosthetic leg. His voice cracked. "Emma Rodriguez. She was 6 years old. She's 11 now. Plays soccer. Wants to be a firefighter because of you." The entire coffee shop erupted. Customers who'd been silent moments before started applauding. The barista's co-worker came out from the back, tears streaming down her face. "You're a hero," Martinez said simply. "And we don't let heroes stand alone." One by one, all 6 SEALs ordered coffee. Large orders, complex orders. And they tipped. Oh, they tipped. $100 bills piling up in the tip jar. But they weren't done. Martinez turned to Karen's table. The three women had gone pale, their phones clutched in trembling hands. "Ladies," he said, his voice ice-cold now, "I believe you have a video to delete. And an apology to make. Because that woman you just mocked has more courage in her scarred pinky finger than you'll have in your entire lives." Karen's hand shook as she deleted the video. They approached the counter like school children called to the principal's office. "I'm sorry," Karen whispered. "I didn't know." "I'm so sorry." Sarah looked at her for a long moment. Then she nodded. "Now you do know. Use that." They left without their lattes. The seals stayed for 2 hours, telling stories, making Sarah laugh until her sides hurt. When they finally left, Martinez handed her a card. "That's our VFW post. You ever need anything, you call. Warriors take care of warriors." As the door closed behind them, Sarah looked down at the pile of tips, nearly $800. But more than that, she looked at her scars differently now, not as something to hide, but as badges of honor, proof of sacrifice, evidence of love. The next customer stepped up nervously. "I heard what happened," he said quietly. "You're incredible. Thank you for your service." Sarah smiled, really smiled, for the first time in years. "Thank you. What can I get for you today?" And just like that, everything changed. Because sometimes all it takes is someone brave enough to tell your story when you've been silent too long. Sometimes justice arrives in the form of 6 warriors who understand that scars aren't weaknesses. They're proof you fought, and survived, and kept going. Sarah Chen went home that night, and for the first time in 5 years, wore a short-sleeved shirt the next day.